Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently fighting Poland. We're going to make our way down here and hope to eliminate them fairly quickly, because we are just trying to get this single county. That's all we're trying to do here. So we'll make our way over there, and it shouldn't be too bad. These guys are of course sieging over here. We lost a letter. Sure, that's reasonably fine. Of course she'll be there. Fantastic. We are above our vassal limit, and as soon as we're done with this war, we will deal with that. So in we come over here. And in fact, I'd like to just directly head in here. We'll file in a little bit, and this won't be maximally efficient, but at least this way we'll be able to fight them and take over their siege. So that'll be good. Cool. And only 11 days left on that siege. Beautiful. So we're going to head on in over here. And that puts us at 67% war score. Sounds good. So we'll continue to siege over here. Ticking is on our side. We're going to siege here, but it's not necessarily amazing. They retreated off this direction. We'll see where they actually go. That'll be very interesting to find out. Okay, and we're heading on over. Cool. 3 months left on this siege over here. 84% war score now. These two sieges alone might do the trick. Learn Norse, huh? Well, that is impressive. We're at 95%, and this siege should end it. So that'll be done in 25 days. Beautiful. It will definitely end it. 100%. There we go. And we will enforce those demands and disband our troops. Cool. So we're now above our vassal limit, and we will certainly need to do something about that. Of course, we need to hand out Riga. There we go. So that's all under control. And then looking down over here, we could definitely make the Duchy of Prussia, but we can't yet, actually. Neither of those can be made currently. So what else are we looking for? Estonia? That should be granted de jure. Oh, can vassalize this petty queen. May as well. How much of this is actually legal for us to hold? Well, all of it, because it would be de jure, but... Or rather, because we're diplomatically vassalizing her. But all of this is actually legal for us to hold anyway, because of these major rivers. So that's great. We will definitely offer her vassalage. Cool. And then we have some territory here. Well... This guy can be moved over de jure. That's fine. But it looks to me like these should be de jure part of Estonia. Yeah, they should be. So we're going to move them over. We'll grant these vassals. 1. That's a little laggy, but we'll grant them over. 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful. So that puts us at 1 direct vassal above our limit. And of course, we're going to be getting this one over here. So let's look at the kingdoms over here. Actually, we'll have basically all of Novgorod. With the exception of this county over here, which is not actually legal for us to declare on unless we have de jure. So can we get the Kingdom of Novgorod? No, because they control de jure lands and they consider us hostile. Very rude. Very rude indeed. Well, up over this way, we could probably grant this county off. And this one as well. Yeah. I'll give them over to Sweden. That'll be fine. And he's very upset with us, mostly because of our offensive wars. He's Catholic. We're going to send him a gift to gain some opinion. And I would like to demand conversion from him. This probably isn't going to work, but if it does, great. He wants it for a hook. Done. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. And this ransom is also reasonably fine. They were a vassal, but it's okay. So, working on our northern coastline here. There's a tiny bit of coastline over here that we could go after. There's also this little bit over here, and arguably this as well. Arguably. So we could go after Lotharingia. What would we be looking at for... Well, actually, what are these claims? Oh my. This is technically legal for us to do, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. These claims are all pretty awkward for our rule set anyway. Let's take a look at what might be available duchy-wise up here. This is all legal for us to have. We might come back to that one. 2 of those 3 counties are legal for us. Only 1 of these counties are legal. So I think that we will end up going for this. Okay. So we'll declare that. We'll only do a single war here. They have access to about 20,000 troops. So we'll raise up our men-at-arms and our levy troops. And this will be fine. That's 20k. I'm going to go to 25. And then we're going to split off about 5k levies here. About like that. We'll send them over with a siege commander. Cool. And we've got what we need here as well. So our mangonels will head over to siege. The rest of our troops are going to mostly wait. We'll slow siege down here, but we'll wait and see where their army is. We'll have some good scouting info from here. We can see this bridge and this bridge. So they either have to go around to strike at this force, or around this way, or through our army. So that's not going to go well for them. Oh, there they are. Well, they're looking at fighting us here. Okay. So we have this guy in charge right now. He is an open terrain expert, but they would get the defensive bonus here because of the siege. Do we think we actually win this? Perhaps. I didn't upgrade our men-at-arms, did I? I meant to do that before we declared this war. We'll do that after this war for sure. This guy is also an open terrain expert. He's an aggressive attacker, and he's 26 commander skill. We're going to put him in charge. He's a much, much better commander. If we lose this battle, we'll raise additional forces. But we don't. We win. Beautiful. Okay, so with that victory, that will be a big deal. We'll get this siege underway. That'll only be 3 months. And we actually captured her heir there. That's huge. We're at 88% war score right now. We do get a learning perk here, and we're going to grab, I think, Iron Constitution. There we go. This siege will finish up in 40 days. And we're making good progress on this one as well. These 2 sieges together should end this war. So they're coming back. We're going to come in and reinforce over this way. Ah, so that's their plan, huh? They don't want to fight us here this time. We're going to walk away. Oh, we don't actually walk away. They're fast. 35 days. This is fine. If we lose our siege force, I'm not going to be too concerned. Yeah, they stack wiped it. We weren't quite able to get that retreat off. That's unfortunate, but it is sad. We did finish up this siege, and now we're going to walk up here and fight these guys. This time, we will have the defensive terrain, so we should win this easily. Despite what the game says. The game says we would lose this, but it's wrong. It's just flat out wrong. We would 100% win this 100% of the time. So that's the war over. Beautiful. We'll enforce those demands and disband our troops. And this time, I'm going to remember to upgrade our men-at-arms. So these guys are spearmen. We're going to get rid of them. They're essentially light spearmen, right? Because if we look at the stats here between Bondi and Pikemen, they have that little bit of pursuit. But I don't care about the pursuit. Honestly, that's irrelevant to me. I would much rather have these damage and toughness stats. So we're going to get rid of our Bondi. And we're going to replace them with pikemen. It's the same category of troop, the same counters. It's just got better stats. And we're going to do the same thing with these Vigmen as well. So let's take a look at our Vigmen versus crossbowmen. 68 damage. Now, Vigmen only counter skirmishers. Honestly, I don't really care about skirmishers at this point. Skirmishers are pretty irrelevant to us, so I would much rather have the counters here. Heavy infantry, heavy cavalry, archer cavalry. And we will take that and a lot more damage. A little bit less toughness and no screen, which of course, screen reduces the amount of casualties we take if we lose. We shouldn't be losing. So screen doesn't matter to us here. We shouldn't lose battles, is the takeaway there. So we're going to get rid of our Vigmen as well. And we're going to replace them with crossbows. Beautiful. There we go. So that's going to be a lot more raw damage. Slightly less toughness, yes. And a little bit different on the counters there. The pikemen are, of course, countering all sorts of cavalry, which is exactly what we want them to do. We don't have a counter right now for archers or for skirmishers. That's okay. I'm not too concerned about that. So we're going to tick forward here, but we do need to hand out this territory to a noble of the Norse culture. And of course, we need to create a duchy here, which we'll go ahead and do. That goes to this guy. Fantastic. Okay, how much do we need to hand out now? We're still one direct vassal above. So we can create the title of Duchy of Frisia. No problem here. And we'll grant that over to this guy. Cool. So now we need a new marshal, and that will be this guy. And I think for the moment, we're going to chill a little bit while our new men-at-arms work their way up. So we will take this opportunity to build in new structures here. Sure, we'll play a game of chess. What are we good at? We have very good learning. You think you can outthink me? We're just going to go straight down the learning. We lost. That's fine. That's completely okay. I don't care too much about that. So we are going to build ourselves guilds here. I understand that it's supposed to be like a challenge between the two and you have to like stat compare. I just can't be bothered. So that's fine. Aquitaine has shrunk. This is not stuff that we conquered, so that's fine. 75 gold to us is completely okay. Yep, all of that is fine. So from here, I would like to go after some Klingonberg territory, specifically Groningen. That's the only territory we can actually hold there. So if we wanted to go after that, let's look at these claims that we have. Yeah, we can't hold any of this or any of this. So that's all completely irrelevant to us. Okay. Let's look through these duchies quick. Almost all of this isn't good. This is okay. But that's going downriver, and I really want to get this cleaned up over here. Yeah, this isn't good, and there's Augsburg as well. Yeah, no. I think that we're going to have to just go after this single county of Groningen. There we go. So, obviously we didn't let a lot of our troops regenerate. But that's fine. We're going to raise our men-at-arms here. How many troops does Klingonberg have? Like 12,000? Okay. That's not a lot of Klingons, and it should be fine. We'll raise up about 15,000 here. And these guys are not fully regenerated. I'm well aware of that. Okay, now they have 42,000. They did get a bunch of allies, so we're going to keep raising. Yeah, 42,000 there. We're going to need to keep our troops together. And we outlived our rival. Always good. Cool. So the Klingons have mustered a pretty big army. Coveted literature, huh? Sure. Okay, so we're going to finish up this siege here. And 15 days left on this raise. Should be fine. There we go. So we're going to move in and group these together. Now we're going to come down here and fight the Klingons. We have ticking war score on our side. And Klingonberg's capital is way down here. Well, I mean, they're armed primarily with batliths, so we should be okay. Fantastic. We're going to catch this Holy Order here, and that's huge. This Holy Order is going to get crushed. absolutely demolished. So they're going to file in here, but it's too late. They're not going to end up winning this. Cool. So they lose this pretty badly. How many troops do they end up losing in that? 13,000. That's kind of huge. I love it. So we're going to come siege up here. It should be pretty quick. What's our supply limit looking like over here? Not super high. And these guys are going to turn around pretty quickly, I think. So I'm a little bit loath to split up here. But I'm going to do it anyway. Actually, this is not our territory. I was thinking this was our territory for some reason. We're going to have to move down, like, over this way. It's all very awkward down here in terms of sizes. Very awkward indeed. Okay. Well, we'll just wait for their troops to come back. Well, there they are. I was afraid of that. We're going to have to back off here. That's fine. We're going to group everybody back together over here. They've decided not to attack us. I want to fight them up over this way. And I'd like to catch their army out. They're embarking. That's an interesting call. So we're going to catch part of their army here. The rest is going to pile in. And they actually got there just in time. We'll need to rely on rolls here. But we just don't get the rolls we need. Okay. We'll retreat in good order. That's a little further than I was hoping to retreat. And where are we retreating to? Here? Sure. So we are going to get ourselves a couple mercs. They've brought in a lot of mercs and holy orders to pad their numbers to be able to fight us. And we'll bring in a few mercs of our own. There we go. Now keep in mind that a lot of our men-at-arms are not fully reinforced. So that's okay. We're going to get some of those reinforcements done here soon. We're going to group these together and head back on over. We are at like half of our total troop count. We're going to come over here and refight them on our territory. This is in forest, and we do have a forest fighter here. Do we want to put this guy in charge? I think that the answer to that is no. Well, yes, actually, is the answer here. The answer is yes. We want to put him in charge. So we need a new steward, and that will be this lady. Cool. Everyone deserves to know the truth. So we're going to walk in over here. Note that these guys are not walking in, nor are these. They're going to be very late here. Advantage is solidly on our side by the time they get there. They are far too late. Cool. Okay, so with them pushed out, we are now going to need to do a couple things. First off, we need to resupply, but we also need to get some siege forces going here. We're going to use our merc levies, as well as a little bit of our own. And these guys are going to come out over here and siege. The rest of our forces here are going to split. And these guys, if I can select them, this force here, I think. No, it was the other one. This force here is going to move up over this direction. Okay, and we're just going to try to resupply a bit before these guys can get grouped back together and come back. They're much more split this time, so this should be relatively in our favor. So we're going to split these guys and have them come out over here, and we're just going to try to resupply a bit. Now, we do have a dangerous faction brewing here, and that's this independence faction. Can we do anything about that? Most of it is this guy. He has the wrong religion. We're going to try to demand his conversion. It's unlikely to happen, but we're going to pull this lady out of this faction. There we go. Cool. And let's also send a gift to this lady and this lady. And that will drop them quite a bit. Oh, he wants it for a hook. Absolutely. I'm okay with this. I'm also going to send him a gift to boost his opinion up, and he should disband that faction. At any rate, he's too weak to send the ultimatum. So that's beautiful. We're going to move these guys down to here. They actually don't have a siege commander. They should get one. Okay. Going to move these guys out. Well, they're still too big. Supply limits over here are awkward. We're going to group back together. We see their troops have grouped back up themselves. So that's fine. We now have some supplies, and we're going to head on over. There's this force over here. That force is awkward for us. Okay. We're going to cut them off here. Whoa, we just changed positions. That's really, really awkward. Well, we're going to come up here and fight these guys. We shouldn't have a problem with that. We'll be in the defensive territory on plains, which we're good at. Oh, yeah. This is so free. They're very split up. These guys aren't here. I love it. We're going to walk in and siege over this way. And what are we at for war score? Oh, wow. We're at minus 28 from that single battle. That's insane. Sure. But we win these battles, and this is completely fine. We may stack wipe these guys. But it didn't happen. Okay. So we're going to make our way back over here. We're at 78% war score now. So we're at plus 24 from battles. Definitely could be higher. We're going to walk up and finish our occupation of Bremen. Cool. These guys are actually already turning around. We'll grab a spy master here. That will be this lady. Okay. I would love to fight this force. And we do catch them here. I think. No, we don't. These guys are off over this way. We're going to assault that and hope that we get that occupied in time. We actually did. So that's beautiful. We're 91%, and I do expect that this battle will end the war. There's this battle over here that we're expecting to win as well. Cool. War is over. That was an awkward war, to be sure, but it's all good. We'll enforce those demands, and we will grant this title out, if I can do that. Well, first off, we revoke this lease, for sure. And then we grant this out. And now we can grant this out. There we go. Fantastic. We'll disband our troops, and at this point, we definitely need to let our troops reinforce a little bit. So we should take a little bit of a chill period. No doubt about that. But it is about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to reinforce our troops a little bit, and then possibly go after the Byzantine Empire. Or maybe up here. We'll see. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and a very special thank you to all of the channel members for making this video possible, including Casserole, Sigma162, JJ Gamer, Ken2In, Spartan News, Nick Smarty, Video Games Are Not Real, Dimitri H, Punching the Microphone, Kadra, Raw Potato, El Michi Nazi, Justin Everett, Emiliano Cambron, Martin Lawrence, and all the rest. And of course, you. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, you can click the join button down below the video, and as always, I will see you all next time.